Hey everyone, I'm Matt, and welcome to my nerdery. My nerdery, that's what I'm calling this electronics workbench, I don't know, whatever area out here in my warehouse. It's where I conduct my nerdy operations. So, what do I got going on today? This thing right here, this is a 10-pin headlight connector for my 2010 Touareg, and I've done some videos in the past on depinning and repinning connectors. Haven't done one exactly like this, so I thought I'd set up the cameras, bring you guys along. Let me show you what we got going on. I got my Touareg up on the lift, and I am most of the way done with an AC condenser replacement. So this AC condenser right back here is brand new. Tremendous pain in the ass of a job. I was going to video this, but it was just too much work, and to be honest with you, I didn't quite know what was going to have to be taken off and what wasn't. So anyway, didn't set up the cameras for it. But as part of that, I pulled the headlights out on both sides. And this is a super common problem on these vehicles. This is a 10-pin locking D-shaped connector, very common on these vehicles, not only used for headlights and used elsewhere as well as on Audi vehicles. The lock tab lever back here has broken off, but the lock tab remains in place here. Now the problem is, this wiring harness is too short for it to pull all the way out here to gain access to it with a good pick tool and get it out, and it is just a nightmare to get it released. So, I'm not leaving it the way that it is because I would just promise myself I would have to deal with this in the future. So, I bought a couple of these replacement pigtails from Amazon. They were $14 for the pair, so pretty inexpensive. They come with pre-terminated wires on them, and I did not want to splice into the factory harness. It makes more sense for me to depin these and repin them. So I'm going to show you guys how to get these things depinned with commonly available depinning tools. Now throughout this video, if I use something that can be easily purchased on Amazon, I'll throw a link to that in the video description. But basically we're just going to be using a basic set of depinning tools and a couple of picks. Okay, the first tool that we need is a basic pick tool, just like this. You could use a tiny screwdriver if you wanted or something, but these are super handy to have. They usually come in a set. Again, I'll post a link in the video description. The first step is we need to get this purple lock ring out from inside of the connector. So basically we'll just come in here, do a little bit of prying, get that thing up, and we'll pull it all the way out of here. All right, I'm going to do a little finagling with the camera here. I've already pulled a few pins just so I got something to show you guys here. These are the individual connectors that we're going to be pulling out right here. Now you can see on this side right here, we've got a lock tab. We've got a matching one on the opposite side right there. Those are the two lock tabs that we're going to have to pry down to get this pin out. Now normally the correct tool for this would be a depinning tool, something like this. What the goal would be to slide it over the top of this and depress both of those lock tabs and then slide this assembly out the back of the connector housing. However, in this case, I have discovered that because I've got a cheap depinning tool and it's really skinny, and this lock tab is very skinny as well. It doesn't go the full width of the connector. What ends up happening when I put this in here, I don't have a lot of control over it, and it ends up walking off to the side of the connector housing, so something like this. So as you can see, it's not engaging that lock tab, and I don't really have control over that inside of the body. So maybe with some better depinning tools, this wouldn't be as big of a problem, but I've found what works best for this is to just use this single tab depinning tool right here. Basically, we just slide it into the connector housing like this, and then turn it to wedge that piece down, and then do the same thing on the other side, and then this lead will come right out. Now, of course, you could do this with a hairpin or something like that. Maybe it would even work better, but my wife doesn't have a lot of hairpins around here, and I certainly don't need them either. So I slide this thing in sideways, and then kind of jimmy it around one way or another while sort of putting inward pressure on the wire. So now I've basically got that one tab bent down. I can easily turn this. Now we'll put it in on the other side. Do the same thing. There we go. Sometimes it takes a little bit of jimmying. Sometimes you got to revisit the other side. There we go. All right, one pin removed. Let's move on to the next one. There we go. All right, bunch more of these to go, and then we'll put this connector housing on the vehicle that's fully intact. Okay, we've got our new bare connector housing ready to receive the pins on the factory VW wiring harness. Okay, same procedure for removing these. I actually had more luck with the bi-pin pin removal on this one because the tabs on the factory VW ones are much wider, so they engage them a little bit better. But anyway, same procedure. Pop the purple retaining clip out, use the depinning tool to pull the pins out. Like I said, I took a photo to verify the pin out, but I'm just going to do it one for one anyway, just to make sure that I don't screw something up here. So we've got our new connector here. It is D-shaped. Looks like it is a match. I did try this one on my headlight just to make sure it would clip in. This one goes here, third pin in, right there. Click. That's a nice satisfying sound. We've got our connector in there. All right, time to do the rest of these things. Pretty much the procedure is the same. Well, guys, I know this is a little bit shorter video than I normally do, but, you know, focus topic. I tried with a different camera this time, so hopefully I got some nice, good in-focus close-up shots so you could actually see what you were doing inside the connector housing. So anyway, again, hope you guys found this one useful. We'll catch you on the next video.